Hello guys, Beastie here with another video, and today we're gonna talk about Super Bowl 54, Kansas City Chiefs versus the 49ers. First overview thoughts. I thought it was a very good Super Bowl. Honestly, I thought it was I I I really enjoyed the Super Bowl. It could have been better, yes. Have we had better Super Bowls? For sure, definitely. But that was a pretty good Super Bowl. Here's what I liked. First of all, it started off pretty exciting. Patrick Mahomes started off pretty good, really good touchdown. Uh, Bad drive and then a touchdown drive. So it was fun. It was 10-10 at halftime. The halftime show was okay. I'm never a huge fan of the halftime shows. Honestly, I never really care for them. But then the third quarter, I do have to say, people are going to say it's boring, and it kind of was. But here's why I was on the edge of my seat. I still didn't know who was going to win the game. It's not like it was the Seahawks-Broncos. I think it was Super Bowl 48. Yeah, Super Bowl 48, and it was like 43-8 Seahawks. And it was like that whole second half, you knew who was winning the game. That's what's really boring. This game, not a lot happened. The 49ers scored 10 points. But it was what it was. It was kind of boring, yes, but I still had no idea who was going to win the game. So it's 20-10, 49ers going into the fourth quarter. And with about 9 minutes left to go, the Chiefs get the ball down 20-10. And this is what I'm thinking. Wow, the 49ers are about to win the Super Bowl. I was rooting for the Chiefs big time. I'm a Giants fan. I don't hate any team. I root for the Giants, Bills, and then I kind of just pick as the weeks go on. If I had better storylines for, like, the only reason I like the Chiefs is because of Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. Like, if those two guys weren't on the Chiefs, I would not care about the Chiefs. I just like those two players. So I was rooting for the Chiefs. I wanted Andy Reid to get a win. So I'm like, but then I was like, wow, 49ers are about to win this game. And I wouldn't have cared because there's a lot of guys I like on the 49ers too. I like Kyle Shanahan. I like Jimmy G. I like Nick Bosa. I like Kittle. I like a whole bunch of guys on the 49ers. And I think the 49ers will be back to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're going to be back next year. It's very hard to lose the Super Bowl and go back. This next year, I can't believe the Buffalo Bills did that. I can't believe they went to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost it all 4. That sucks. But so I don't know if they're gonna necessarily make it back next season, but they're gonna be contending for Super Bowls, I think. They're a phenomenal team, and they played a hell of a game for 3 quarters, for 4 quarters actually. For 3.5 quarters, they played a hell of a game. But there was this moment middle of the fourth quarter where Patrick Mahomes threw a 40-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill and it was completed. And once that moment happened, once that moment happened, the 49ers were done. I think every single 49ers player, even though they're still winning 20-10, I think every single 49er thought, we're going to lose the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is going to come back and he's going to make them, and we're going to lose the Super Bowl. I think every single 49ers player thought that. I think all the coaches thought it. Hell, I think probably the owners still thought that. As soon as he hit that 40-yard bomb with about 7 minutes left. And I was before that, I was like, Chiefs, you better hurry up. You guys are taking your dear sweet time going down the field. 2 minutes and they drove like 20 yards. I was like, you're taking your dear sweet time down by 10 points with about 7 minutes left to go to the game. You're taking your dear time. And then they threw a 40-yard bomb to Tyreek Hill, and I was like, never mind. You're not taking your time. You're going to score. Like I said, once that moment happened, I think almost anyone in America said the Chiefs are going to win this football game. The Chiefs are going to win this football game. After that play. And after that play happened, the momentum was all Chiefs. They scored 3 touchdowns, and they scored 3 touchdowns in the second half of the fourth quarter. 20-10, 9 minutes left. Chiefs get the ball, and ever since the Chiefs got the ball, after they hit the 40-yard bomb, it was all Chiefs. Chiefs ended up winning the game 31-20. I mean, you're down 21-10 with about 7 minutes, 20-10 with 7 minutes left, and you're going to win by 2 scores? Are you kidding me? So the Chiefs were really good, and I'm so happy for Andy Reid. It almost brought a tear to my eye to see his joy of winning his Super Bowl. It almost brought a tear to my eye. It was just phenomenal, and I'm so glad he won. Now, I would not be opposed to having the same Super Bowl next year. If it happened next year, though, I'd root for the 49ers. I'd root for a comeback story. That's what I'm saying. I rooted for the Chiefs yesterday because of the storyline. I wanted Andy Reid. If next year we had the same exact Super Bowl, I might lean more towards the 49ers. I really like the 49ers. I like the style of football they play. It's just, I wanted Andy Reid to win. And I like Patrick Mahomes. I wanted him to do good. He won a Super Bowl MVP. So I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't even be opposed to having the same exact Super Bowl. Like, not played the same way, but the same two teams being in the Super Bowl next year. I wouldn't even oppose it. And I think it would be a great Super Bowl. But like I said, I think I'd lean more towards the 49ers then. But those are my quick initial thoughts. Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl MVP. My thought on that. There is a guy I think deserved it more. I think he definitely should be the second candidate to win the MVP. He had an okay game for the most part. I told this to my dad because he was saying he should not have won MVP, and I partly agree with him. He said, and I agree with him, Damian Williams, the running back from Kansas City, deserves it so much. He had his best game of the season. He by far carried the team. If he did not have the night they did, Kansas City loses the Super Bowl. He ran phenomenal. He got like 2 of the touchdowns. He played great, and I think the only reason the Chiefs were even in it in the end was one of the few reasons was because Damian Williams. Now, once again, though, I see his case. Patrick Mahomes, he had an ugly game besides like the second drive and the last half of the fourth quarter. He had a pretty ugly game. He wasn't playing too hot. But the reason why he won MVP, and this is why I kind of agree with that too, I think it should have went to Damian Williams. I think he had a better game. I think he contributed to the win. I don't know if he contributed to it more, but he could have contributed a lot. I would like to see Damian Williams winning the Super Bowl MVP. But Patrick Mahomes did because he stepped up when they needed him most. Yes, he had an ugly game. He had an awful game. For the whole middle, Patrick Mahomes played awful. The third quarter, Mahomes might have had his worst quarter I've ever seen him play in the NFL. He did not play good. He's missing easy throws. He threw stupid picks. Like I said, when that fourth quarter came and they needed him to be great and they needed a miracle to happen, Patrick Mahomes delivered and he made huge plays in key moments, and that's why he was MVP and that's why he's great. You're not going to get great play from a player all the time. Like, even Russell Wilson will not have a good game some days. Like, he's so good. He's probably the second best quarterback in the league right now. I think the top 3 by far, I shouldn't say by far. I think Patrick Mahomes is 1, Wilson 2, and I think Watson 3. Deshaun Watson's amazing. Oh, those are my top 3 quarterbacks. And like I said, Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson will even have bad games. It sucks that Patrick Mahomes was on live television. When you're so good and people have such high standards, if you have like a mediocre game, but I was about to say, Mahomes didn't even have a bad game. He had a good game. He didn't have a great game. He had a good game. And people are going to crap on him for it a little bit because they're like, it's Mahomes. It's Mahomes. He was a little nervous under the pressure last night. You could kind of see it in his face. He was sweating. He was a little nervous last night. Catch him a break. He's the best quarterback in the league still by a long shot. I don't think anyone's even close. He just had the third quarter was just bad. He did not look like the best quarterback in the league in the third quarter. He looked like he didn't look like he was even in the bottom half, though. He did look like he was in the bottom half. He looked like he was a bad quarterback in the third quarter, but that was it. The rest of the second quarter was like, it was okay. First quarter, I was pretty psyched about. He had a good first quarter, and when it mattered most in the fourth quarter, he showed why he's the best quarterback in the football league. So yes, should he have won MVP? It's debatable. I would have gave it to Damian Williams. But yeah, well-deserved too. I'm not going to sit here and say he didn't deserve it. He came up in the biggest moments, and he's a huge reason why they won the game. So that's my thought. And the Madden curse, it took a year off. Man, that was bad. Like, every year is bad. In 2019, it hit Antonio Brown bad. 2019, Antonio Brown's on the cover. 2020 rolls on. He's probably never going to play in the NFL again. I hope he never plays in the NFL again. Let's just say that. And then you have Patrick Mahomes goes on after winning MVP, and then he wins Super Bowl MVP. So the Madden curse didn't happen this year. Very psyched about that. I don't ever want to wish bad on a great player or even a good player. I don't want to wish bad on any player. unless you're a cheap, dirty player. If you're cheap, I don't care if you're how good or bad you are, but if you're a cheap player or just I don't like swearing or saying any bad words, but like scumbag. If you're a scumbag out in the field or just a scumbag in real life, I don't want you playing in the NFL. And so that's why I don't want Antonio Brown back. He's an awful person. He's an awful person. But yeah, that beep, my phone beeped. I don't know if you guys have heard that. It means my battery, not my battery, but my storage on my phone's running low. So I should probably end the video here. But quick recap again. I really enjoyed the Super Bowl. It could have been more interesting, yes, but I loved it. I was jumping up and down. I was so excited at the end of the game, and I feel so happy for Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and that whole Chiefs team. And I don't just well, Andy Reid, I do feel more, but I just said Patrick Mahomes because he's a quarterback. But I feel I'm happiest the most for Andy Reid and then all the Chiefs players combined. It's Patrick Mahomes is going to win one eventually, so I don't care that he won it this year. I think Andy Reid's going to win another one. It's just it was awesome to see him win it now. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time, and to see him win that award was really amazing to me. And like I said, it almost brought a tear to my eye. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. Comment your thoughts on Super Bowl 54, and who do you want to see on the Madden cover for Madden 21? Who do you want to see on the cover? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you have a good day. See you all next time. Peace out, y'all.